How's it going, internets? I hope you're having a lovely day. It's that time again. It's time to get into some animation, time to get that imagination all revved up, get into some creativity, and it's time to get inspired. Today's inspiration comes from Xavier Houssin. Houssin? Have to let me know. Comments down below. Mostly he's known as from DeviantArt and his blog and Tumblr and everything. Her? Let me know. Comments down below. I love their work. I think there's such a softness in the line and a beautiful job of light and color throughout each one of the images they create. There's such life and character in each one of these, and there's a mix of kind of I guess it would be, I don't know, it's almost like Tezuka for Astro Boy kind of stuff there, but just such a beautiful character in here, and I love the anatomy. There's just a really beautiful style that I think is probably the closest thing to what I would say is my favorite style of kind of if I was gonna be a big fan of kind of traditional or more typical anime stuff, this would definitely be the vein of what I probably aesthetically am closest to. I just love the color. There's such great lighting in here. Just the way that he does the lights with the darks, the way that all the colors are very vibrant but not too in your face bright, and then the expressions, the line work is just phenomenal. His composition and layout is really pretty as well, and really imaginative and creative as well. So definitely check out more of Xavier's work. This one I really like because I felt like this was kind of an example of more subdued stylings with a little bit flatter colors, and but still great posing through here, and there's a sense of fluidity through his work as well. So like I said, definitely check out more of Xavier's work. I will throw a link in the description below. Sorry about that. If you guys want to check out more as well. But I did want to share a quote with you guys, and that was, so you have to learn also with real life. And from what I can gather, English isn't Xavier's primary language, but I thought this quote was really wonderful, because you can study from books, and you can watch video YouTube tutorials all the time, and you can even just put the hours in behind the drawing table or behind the sculpting, I don't know, what do you call that spinning thing? I don't know. I'm a little off today if you can't tell. But really, your real life is going to teach you a lot of lessons that are important, and you have to try and apply that stuff to your creativity as well. Those things that you're passionate about that aren't maybe the medium that you're using, but maybe you're really into basketball, and you can use the great posing that you like in your basketball players that can inspire your next piece to infuse that into it. Or maybe you've dealt with some I've had important people close to me pass away, and maybe that kind of stuff can help motivate you or encourage you to make use of each and every day that you have, and realize how precious it is. I'm not very eloquent today, so I do apologize about that, but I think it's important to really look from your own experiences and try and add that stuff to your own art. And I think getting back to a point that I kind of I think I may not have been as accurate on, I think it's important to also learn and grow from your own experiences in the medium as well, because books are going to give you starting places or stepping stones or encouragement or motivation, but really you're going to learn from how your hands move or how your eyes see, or whatever tricks you have to do to get yourself to push forward and push further. So I really like that, because I think it's not to discount, any sort of mentorship or videos or guides or tutorials or books or anything like that. That's all important, but really it comes down to you sitting and doing it and using those lessons that you learned throughout your life and those experiences that you had each and every day, and just pushing forward. But I'm getting rambly, and like I said, for some reason I'm a little less eloquent than I should be today, so let's go ahead and get into some animation. This is the Azary rig. It's a free rig you can grab over at Creative Crash, and I will throw a link in the description below, along with a link to Xavier's stuff as well, if you want to see more beautiful work from Xavier Houssin. And if you're not familiar with what we'll be doing for the rest of the video, we give ourselves 48 frames, give or take a few. I go off and I find a rig that I've never used before. It's a free resource for you guys to play around with as well. And we kind of go from there. A little bit of over the shoulder, just hang out with me while I animate, a little bit of talking through the process. But most of all, the main goal of doing these videos each and every day is to hopefully encourage you guys and inspire you to take another step, to put in some more time into whatever medium it is that you're hoping to master. And being said, let's go ahead and play. So I was thinking for this one, I wanted to do something a little bit different. So I thought we'd do a swim animation, but more like a mermaid style swim. So let's see if we can't come up with something kind of like that. So let's come up with a... Now I got the hiccups. Oh, if you're still watching this, you're awesome. Let's get the arms back here. Come up with a good pose to start off with. And we'll bend the legs up. And if you can notice, I'm doing everything in FK today instead of IK. Figured it would be more fluid for our movement to work with. So even the feet and the toes and all that stuff is there. So, like I said, we're kind of trying to do almost like a mermaid style swim here. So one thing we want to be careful of too is this neck. I don't want to break the neck so much, so we'll rotate it up a little bit. Bring that down a little bit. Eyes down a little bit more. And we'll go ahead and rotate these guys up a little bit so you get some, want to get a nice flow throughout the body here if we can. Push that up a little bit and bring those arms back a little bit. And back a little bit more. I think this neck might be a little too much here. Maybe a little bit too much in these legs here. Hands in a little bit more here. I think I'm going to rotate them so they're more like this a little bit. And we'll group the fingers a little bit better. And this one. And then we'll grab all of them and we'll give a little bend there, but not as much here. Let's look at the thumb. We'll bring the thumb in. And let's see. Twist it a little bit. It's a little better. And let's look at this hand here. I really do love Xavier's work. I hope that came across when I was talking before. I think the style, there's a, Xavier has a YouTube channel as well that hopefully I'll remember to put in here, but if not, you can do a quick YouTube search on Xavier Houssin. I'm just going to refer, just because I don't like mispronouncing things. But the just a beautiful stylings in there. I really love his color work and his line work. I wonder, I think it's probably polished up in Illustrator. I'll have to check it out, but just thinking about that, and I want to make sure that I give him a good review, so you guys will check out more of Za's stuff, because I really think it's wonderful, and I feel like he does a good job of not being too now albeit a lot of his style came out a few years ago, so there's a lot more kind of anime stylings that probably riff off of that, but when his stuff first came out, I remember just being blown away because I really hadn't seen that kind of a take on the anime stylings before, because it kind of is reminds me of I can't even think of his name either, Tezuka, Astro Boy, like the fluidness of Tezuka's line work goes through his stuff too. And the quick video that I watched of his on YouTube shows how rough he works, how rough Za works, which was a surprise. I thought it would work a lot cleaner. I end up working tighter and then having my work less tight in my illustration and stuff. Okay, so I think that's an okay pose to start with. Maybe we'll vary the legs just a little bit here, just so they're not too much. There's not too much twinning, and maybe we'll rotate them out just a little bit here as well. And perhaps we'll pull them in a little bit here too. Just a little bit. Okay, I think that's an okay place to start with. We've got a fairly good line of action throughout there. So yeah, let's go ahead and see. We are using Autodesk Maya 2014 for today's video. For more information on that and all the stuff that I've rambled on about today, check out the links in the description below. And let's get started in actually doing some animating here, not just posing. So let's go ahead and set our frame range. We're going to go from 0 to 48. Not sure exactly the timing I'm going to use on this. I think maybe I'll do things on 7s. So let's just start off with the hips here. We'll go, let's actually get the main root controller. We'll go down, and then up, and down, and then up. Make sure we stick to 7s. Down, and up, and then we need to go to 49, right? Actually, I think we go to 56 to loop it. Yeah, let's go 56. And then we'll go back in here. So let's see that. Maybe we'll go 8s. It still feels a little too fast. And I'll pull it back a little too. But I always like to get a rough kind of timing built in before I really go in and do too much else. Usually on the hips, just to see if it feels right. And that's something that, like I said, I've mentioned before, sound effects always helped me making a sound effect. So if this would be like, let's see if we can find a sound effect that would be. Maybe it would even slow down to 10s. Like I said, sometimes putting it in sound effect form, for me at least, helps me figure out what kind of timing I want to go with. So let's really slow it down then even more. And that means we're going to have to go to 60 frames. And bring that back to, start back up here. Come on. There we go. We'll delete that. Let's see. Yeah, that feels pretty good. Okay, so now let's try and balance that out a little bit more. And what I might do is, instead of having the up and down switch it over so it goes at 5, so that way we end kind of in the middle instead of at an extreme here. What I mean by that is that we can overshoot and come back. And it'll add to a little more fluidity throughout our. Okay, and maybe a little less up and a little more down like that. Okay, so we'd want to take this and go here, go down, go up here, down there, up here, down there, up here, and back again. Okay, something like that. It's not perfect yet. Let's see. Now let's see what it would be like if we move that so that it matched up. Let's look at the chest now here. And then we'll rotate that up here. And then down there. Up here. Down there. Up here. I want to kind of get that nice ripple effect through the movement here if we can. So let's see. Okay, starting to come together a little bit. Let's clean it up a little bit more. Alright, now let's look at the head. I don't want the head to jut out so far, so let's bring it back a little bit. Keep it up, back, keep it up, bring it back, keep it up, and then go back again. Let's see how that feels. It's a little better. Still feel like it's sticking out too far. Feels like there's just too much movement on that chin. So let's see. If we pushed it so that it was on 5s here. Let's try that now. Okay, feels a little better. Keep that one. Bring that back. Bring that back up, and let's see. Okay, now let's invert it. Feels like it's going in where it should still be jutting out, but just not as far. Maybe we want to go the other way. Just only do a little bit of it. Let's see. And what if we stuck the chin out a little bit more to start with? still scale it back. Okay, feels a little better. Okay, and then I want let's look at the legs here. It's going to be flat here. And let's look at those legs now. Back up here, back down there, back up here, back down there, and back up again. Let's see. Alright, and then we'll look at the next portion of the legs here. We'll break those up a little bit more, so we'll go at 5, and we'll bring them back. And 15, we'll bring them out. 25, bring them back. Swing them out. Bring them back. Swing them out. And bring them back to where we were. Let's see. Alright, let's clean that up a little bit more. I think we can push some of those poses a little bit more, on the downs especially. Let's see. Maybe we'll actually kind of break them just a little bit. Let's look at the legs themselves here. And let's clean up the rotates a little bit more. We'll extend them a little bit more. Okay, and let's look at the heel here. We'll go back to 10s here. And fling it out, in, out, in, and back again. Let's see. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Just thinking we're at the wrong place. I think we want to put them back on 5s here. And then invert it. Let's drag back here. Obviously that's too much, so I'll have to scale it back here. Do something more like that. Let's see it now. I think we want to push it a little bit more. I think that might be a little too broken though. Guess we could push this pose a little bit more. Okay, and then we'll look at the toe here. Now let's keep just playing around with it till we get something that looks good. Makes me want to put the feet back on the tins though. Let's see. Invert it, flip it around here. Just add an extra frame in here on these so I can really whip the feet back a little bit more. So let's see. And maybe we'll bend these legs here a little bit more on the down. Really break them. Maybe we'll tone down the rotate X a little bit here. Feet feel like they may be too pushed here. So let's just scale those back in a little bit more. And then we'll push the brake back a little bit more. Okay, let's go and see our file now. I'll do a little bit of in and out with these guys here. So go out, in, out, in, out, and back again. So let's see. Actually, let's try going the other way. I think I'll just cycle them in the other way. That would mean we have to push them further universally out a little bit. Okay, and we'll clean that up just so we get a little bit of movement throughout those arms here. Let's see. Alright, and then we'll grab this portion of the arm and we'll go up 5. So we'll go out a little bit here. And then in, out a little bit, and we get a little circular motion throughout these arms. I said, they're just looking a little too busy at this point. Okay, let's try that now. It's just something to kind of loosen up the arms there. Alright. And let's look at the hip itself. And we'll go rotate that up a little bit. Back a little bit. Up a little bit. Back a little bit. Up a little bit. And then back a bit more. And we'll scale that back. And actually, maybe we'll put it on, delay it so it goes at 5 here. Put another key in here. Just try and loosen up that movement a little bit more as well. And let's look at the chest here as well. We'll break that up a little bit more here. And let's see. We'll have to see on that one. I don't know. It feels like we could, I might have neutered it too much now. So let's see. See how we feel. If we scale it back a little bit more, balance it out, it'll feel a little better. And tone down the arms a little bit more here as well. Okay, and let's look at the fingers here. And at 5, we'll have them kind of swing out here. And 15, we'll have them pull in. Actually, maybe we'll go back to doing 110s. Something like that. And drag there. Yeah, I think that'll work better. Okay, and we'll go 30 and we'll drag it out. 40, we'll drag it in, out, and then back again. Let's see. Yeah, that's better. And we don't need a ton of cleanup in there. We'll loosen it up a little bit more as we go, but I'm okay with it being a little unbalanced from pose to pose here. And then we're going to vary up our legs a little bit more too, so they don't feel so uniform. these guys. And we'll take the bend 3 and 4. And we'll delay them all frame. Grab all the bend 4s. Delay all those a frame, and we'll grab everything on the pinky, and we'll delay it all another frame, and everything on the pointer, and we'll push it forward a frame, and everything on our pinky on the other side, we'll delay it a frame, everything on our pointer, and we'll push it forward a frame, so that way we get a little bit of variation in those fingers as well. This one, you just exaggerate everything a little bit more on that pinky. Okay, and then let's look at the thumb. We'll do the thumb. Go at 5, and we'll go spread. Oh, they're opposites. Okay, it's fine. I just wanted to drag, but for some reason that's not going. So let's see. It's not bend 1. Maybe it's bend 2 that I can get it to do here. Twist it and spread it. There we go. I should actually put that in at about 15 and make this one drag actually, so it would be closer. Okay, and then we'll just kind of vary between those two keys here. Go back to where we were. So let's see. Alright, and let's look at this thumb. We'll delete that real quick. And we'll go in a little bit and twist it in a little bit. Set that at 15. Spread it out to give a little bend there. There. Set that, and then we'll vary between those two keys here. Just so we have some different timing on the thumbs and the rest of the hand as well. We'll go back. Now, are there facial controls? Let's stop this here real quick. Okay. Do a blinking or something. Let's see. Do a little bit of drag in the mouth. Let's see. Just to loosen up that face a little bit more. And back again. Let's see. Alright, and we'll clean that up, minimize it a bit more. there. That way we overshoot before we close, keep them closed for a couple frames, then overshoot, and then bring them back out. I think I might even open them up a little bit more overall here. Look a little too sleepy for some reason. Let's do a little bit of I'll have to do each one individually. Okay. Set that. Go at 10. I'll go a little bit more in. I'll just vary that a little bit. So there's a little bit of puffing in the cheeks here since he is underwater and swimming. We'll loosen the face up a little bit more as well too. Delete that. Go back here. We'll just vary between those two keys, and then we also have the movement on the mouth, so that should loosen up the face a little bit more. I think I want to favor the legs so they're a little more favoring the up position and don't get so broken downward here. So I think just universally I'm going to take the rotations and go a little bit more up with them. Let's try our nerve curves off and let's see how we're doing. Still feel like the head's not perfect though. Maybe I should push it back so it's on 10s. Let's see. Make sure we loop back into where we need to be. And I'll just kind of vary between there, see if that feels better. Still feels like it juts out too far. Let's see. Let's go back to where we were before. So it's a little stiff, but it's a little bit better. Maybe if we pushed it like 2 frames later. It's a little bit better. Maybe we need to loosen up the neck a little bit more now. And maybe the chest a little bit more. It's mostly just the head. I just don't like the movement of it. guess it's alright. Maybe it's just too far pushed universally. If I want somewhere more like that. I'll have to bring the eye line down a little bit more here. Yeah, that feels a little better. Okay, and then let's vary a little bit the legs here. Just so there's a little variation here. Okay, maybe a little bit less. And let's look at the other leg here. We'll add a little bit of variety there as well. Let's see. Okay, and then let's vary these guys a little bit, just to add some more variety into the leg. And then the heels a little bit here. Okay, and the toes as well. Just so there is some variety there, even though we're not really mixing up the timing. Alright, I think that worked alright, so let's go ahead and turn our curves off and let's see how we're looking. I could definitely polish this up for another hour or so, but I think we got something workable in the time frame that we usually try to stick to, about an hour or so. So I'll go ahead and I think I like this angle, so we'll create a little stand here for him, just something I've been liking doing lately. So make a little cylinder here, drag it down, and center it a little bit more. Bring it down a little bit. And then we'll copy that one. And we'll paste another one there. We'll scale that one up. Take the size down here. And then we'll copy that again. And we'll paste another one. And we'll bring it up a little bit more inward, just so we have a little pedestal kind of to work with, just to lay out our character a little bit better. just so you have a different background color to work with. And a little assign a new material to that. Put Lambert on that one. We'll give that one just that bluish color that we had before. Okay, so let's go back to our original perspective. We're going to have to adjust a couple of things here. So let's scale that up, scale that over, and up a little bit more. That really works anymore, so we might have to assign Lambert 2 on there. Let's try new material, put another Lambert on there, do something like that. Alright, it's something workable. I'll probably tweak it a little bit more, but let's take a look back at where we started. We're looking at the beautiful work of Xavier Houssin, and beautiful work. I worked on Dofus. Just a little reminder, just in case you forgot how amazing Xavier's work is. And he said, so you have to learn also with real life. And I think that's totally a great thing to keep in mind. I don't think that's pushed enough in schools or in books or in manuals or anything. It's just the real experiences that you go through each and every day are really what's going to help shape your creativity and your imagination. So try and make sure that you're being aware of the things that you're filling your mind with and your time with each and every day, because it's going to help develop you, or perhaps, you know, distract you from the things that you want to do and pursue with your life as well. So I mean, this is all wraps up into, you know, the main goal of these videos, that I hope that you guys took another step in your journey today towards mastering whatever medium it is that you're passionate about. And remember that I love you guys lots. You're great, you're amazing. Thanks again for watching. Thanks for all the likes and subscribes, and I think we'll wrap it up for today. Sorry I wasn't as eloquent as I should be most days. I guess I was just distracted by the beauty of Xavier's art. I think he's just Xavier's just phenomenal. Lovely stuff. So thanks again for watching. Thanks for all the likes and subscribes. We'll wrap it up here, and I love you guys lots, and we will see you for some more animation tomorrow.